International Day of the Boy Child has been celebrated the world over on May 16 every year since 2012. The celebration aims to impact, seek the well-being and equal opportunities for the boy child, among other life issues. The day also seeks to recognize the rights and privileges of the boy child and to educate them on the need to self-confidence. Ilana Paul in the following report takes a look at why the boy child should be given special attention.
For decades, attention of the whole world has been in the development of the girl child, her importance and future. This has given girls a boost in their overall well-being and make them a voice in the society. But then it was noticed that while the girls are doing better all around, the boys were lagging behind and engaging in many vices capable of truncating the peace of the society. This may have prompted the United Nations to draw the world's attention to the plight of the boy child and how to bring him to the right track. The reason, perhaps, the National Day of the Boy Child is marked to be celebrated on May 16 every year. International Day of the Boy Child is marked with enthusiasm and joy, and the day was established to recognize and celebrate the rights and achievements around the world. It was first instituted by a coalition of non-governmental organizations in 2012 in an effort to address issues faced by boys, including child labor, gender inequality, poverty, and lack of access to education.
I strongly believe the boy child should be given maximum support in the area of maybe entrepreneur. He should be empowered.
So we need to equip the boy child academically and otherwise in terms of skills.
It is worthy of note that while girls were pampered over the years, cared for and celebrated, the boys felt rejected and as such got involved in social vices like cultism, kidnapping, armed robbery, among others. For instance, when you are busy preparing the girl child for a better future and marriage, has it ever crossed your mind that the unprepared and untrained boy child will marry the cultured girl? And when this happens, there is that tendency that the grown boy child may be an abuser, a rapist, a drunk, which may be detrimental to the marriage.
All of the while, government and individual and organizations have been focusing on the girl child, but it's a right thing to checkmate the boy child.
Some of these things in the toilet make I can contribute because I'm not original with an ampo for Swahon. Mpo but for me and for me, I'm not the who will control over because about the stage of okay and no I don't. I'm more so much wild because of one.
They like getting easily distracted to follow the things their friends are doing. So the parents of any boy child should take care of the child.
So, International Day of the Boy Child therefore plays a significant role in shaping the boys, and it is important to understand and support their growth, development, and rights. According to some respondents, considering the nature of a boy who grows to become a man, they are not known for sharing their problems or what they go through. Encouraging that the boy child should not suffer in silence, bottling up troubles, the important fact is that the boy child needs more attention unless we will continue to have lawlessness in the society because of the boy child that has been neglected for far too long. He needs to be taught from the cradle to understand that crime is part of growing up too. Just like girls, boys face their own set of challenges as they navigate through childhood and adolescence.
So I don't want to say what I would never whatsoever you know one and I'm not so for you know any right.
The way you train your girl child, you should also train your boy child that way. Help him when he is young. When he grows up, he will never depart from it.
It is time to promote gender equality, which requires addressing the needs and rights of both girls and boys. Train both the girl and boy so that we can have a good and balanced society.
I want my parents to love me, to give me a better education so that it will be good for me in the future.
As a boy child, I want to be taken care of. I want to be great in future.
I want to be pampered by my parents. As a pampered girl, I want to be loved.
I am a proud boy child. I want to be loved. I want them to pamper me like they pamper the girls.
Happy International Day of the Boy Child to all the boys, both small and big. Eyageno Paul, AKBC News.
Boy Child. As part of activities marking the International Day of the Boy Child, the AKBC TV Chapel of the Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ, has celebrated the boy child with a book reading session. The session was organized for 150 JS2 boys in secondary schools across the state. The book title, The Boy Who Saw Tomorrow, was read by the boys under close mentorship of teachers and members of the AKBC TV Chapel of the NUJ. The event held at the NUJ Press Center. Uyo Esther Morin reports.
The host and chairman, AKBC TV Chapel of the Nigeria Union of Journalists, Comrade Udwak Ekong, said the reason for the event is to change the narratives and the wrong perception of always only celebrating the girl child, forgetting that these girls will on the long run be married off by the untrained boys. Comrade Ekong added that the event will help shape morals in the boys for a responsible, productive future.
Decided in the AKBC Television Chapel of the Nigeria Union of Journalists that we should change the conversations. We should start talking about the boys because we believe that these boys will grow up to be responsible men who will take care of the beautiful girls that we are grooming.
In a lecture on the effects of drug abuse on the boy child, the State Commandant's National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Mrs. Obodbasi, deliberated on disastrous consequences of drug abuse, urging boys to desist from drug abuse and other harmful practices that could damage their future.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency was established by Decree 48 of 1989, now NDLA Act NCAP 30 Laws of the Federation 2004 as amended. What we do to control illicit drugs.
A representative of the Youth Alive Foundation, Mrs. Felicia Roberts, educated the boys on the need to stay off gender-based violence as well as inflicting injury on others, as sanctions may include life imprisonment, truncating the future. While the special assistant to the governor, Mr. Raphael Edem, encouraged the boys to use God's word as daily guide to become better persons in the society.
Whether you want to play football like Kelechi Nwabali, you want to be Victor Osimhen, you want to be pastor, we live in a world now of knowledge. And how do people acquire knowledge? By studying. Whatever thing that you want to do, if you do not prepare for it, it will remain a dream.
That simply means Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act. It was passed in 2020. And it is a law that protects both male and female against gender-based violence.
Goodwill messages were received from the chairman, Nigeria Union of Journalists, the Kwaibo State Council, Comrade Emosetu, the Chief Executive Officer, Menmi Integrated Services, Mr. Nkapono Nglas, Director, News and Current Affairs, AKBC, Mrs. Florence Omoetok, and Mr. Steve Abia, who all urged the boys to make right choices in life to become successful members of the society.
But I want you to build a foundation upon your lives. And I pray that you have a step of faith. Now walking out from here, while reading, and the good messages that will be given to inspire you have to have a step of faith to believe in your future. As a human being, we all have one gift, and that is the gift of responsibility. No matter what the society does to you, at the end of the day, you and I have the responsibility to take whatever it is we see and make of it what it should be.
Today you are a boy, tomorrow you will be a man. So right now, at this point of your life, you should be thinking, what do I want to achieve as a man? What kind of man will I become? Will I be an addition to society or a subtraction?
Reading gives you some balance. It makes you see the future. It makes you see the world far beyond where you are. When you read, you will have access to the society away from the immediate society.
The boys, who were arranged in groups of 10 for reading, and some teachers appreciated AKBC TV Chapel for choosing to celebrate the boys in such a remarkable way.
Thank you, AKBC channel, for organizing this book and this competition here for us. Thank you for celebrating us as the boy child.
I'm happy because I can read now.
I appreciate and I thank those people that set up this day and celebrate the boys' day as an important day. I thank them. I pray that God should bless them.
They will remember that someday, somehow, somewhere, they were taught that to go for drugs is not good. And I believe that they will be able to remember all those things and then come up, be able to speak for themselves.
And I strongly believe that what they have learned today will go a long way to helping them in their destiny.
The AKBC TV Chapel celebrates the boy child with book reading session to 150 boys of secondary school. We are here with them today. From NUJ Press Center, I am Esther Umare.
The federal government says the students' loan scheme will be rolled out in phases, starting with the federal institutions. The managing director, Nigerian Education Loan Fund, Akintunde Suya, disclosed this to newsmen yesterday. Suya said the students' loan application portal will be opened on the 24th of May for loan applications. The MD noted that the loan scheme seeks to bridge financial gap for students in Nigeria, enabling them to become more resourceful, eventually aiding the country. Speaking for the Suya noted that this plan will be rolled out in schemes, and the first being public institutions because of the large number of students in that sector requiring financial aid. As part of the measures to tackle incessant power outage in the country, President Bola Tinubu has approved the gradual payment of power sector debt estimated at over 3.3 trillion naira. Consequently, about 1.3 trillion naira owed power generating companies by the federal government will be paid via cash injections and promissory notes, while about 1.994 trillion naira using the current official closing rates owed to gas companies will be paid via cash and future royalties. Already, the federal government has commenced payment of the cash part of the 1.3 trillion naira debt owed Gentus and concluded plans to settle the second part via promissory note within a time frame ranging from 2 to 5 years. The Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelebu, disclosed that at the 8th Africa Energy Marketplace held on Thursday in Abuja. Meanwhile, the National Judiciary Council has resolved to issue warning letters to Justice Inyangeko of the Federal High Court, Justice G.B. Brickens Okolusi of the Delta State High Court, and Justice Amina Shehu of the Yobe State High Court. The trio were found guilty of different degrees of misconduct during the 105th plenary meeting of the council held between May 15 and 16, 2024, under the chairmanship of the Chief Judges of Nigeria, Justice Olukayede Arewola. Ekwo was barred from elevation to a higher bench for 2 years, while Bricken Okolesi was barred for 3 years. That's our package this afternoon, but before we go, another look at the top stories. The Akwa Ibom State government has awarded contracts for the construction of Biaso Bridge linking Ikorekbene and Oborokara local government areas, and for the construction of Majo Primary School at St. Patrick's Catholic School, Ntoide in Oborokara local government area. Governor Moino made the announcement at the inauguration of the 60-meter span Ntoide Koramba Bridge with 800 meters average road in Oborokara local government area. We also brought you a report that as part of efforts to ensure bumper cassava harvest in Akwa Ibom, the state government has rolled out the cassava growing competition among local government areas. To give fillip to the quest, the Ministry of Agriculture has commenced the distribution of cassava cartons to all local government areas of the state. That's all we have for you this afternoon. We really appreciate your company. I am Juliet Richard. Do have a blessed weekend.